Hello, today we're going to go over a basic toilet installation. We're going to start off with, I got my wax ring cleaned off already from a previous install. You want to make sure you get everything cleaned up good and all the old debris off. I prefer to take the wax ring and stick it on the toilet. Now some people prefer to go ahead and place it in the flange first, but I found that this way is more easier, less prone to errors, and just generally easier for me, but that's your personal preference. So once you take this wax ring and kind of twist it and embed it to the porcelain there, make sure it's stuck good, because the last thing you want is for it to fall off when you go to set your toilet. I got my T-bolts placed already, so next step is I want to take my toilet, and it's easier if you have two people, but for this demonstration I'm going to use one. And kind of be careful, make sure you're centered over your flange and you got your T-bolts lined up coming through the holes. Everything looks good there, so I'm going to go ahead and just use my body weight, kind of gently press down on this toilet and get that wax seated in good and smushed down evenly. And it looks like we're in pretty good shape there. Okay, so after you got your toilet set, got your wax ring smashed down pretty good, you can do your final drawdown then by placing your bolt caps in your metal washer. Notice on your bolt caps, most of them have on the base which side goes up. Just pay attention to that. Place your metal washer over top. Screw the nut down. And take a ratchet or wrench, whichever you prefer. Kind of just slowly draw down. Key here is not to get in a hurry. Go small incremental steps. And you'll see the toilet finally smashing down those final increments. Now I'm pretty confident that that's tight. Now some people prefer, you'll notice your bolt cap won't go over top of this studs. Some people prefer hacksaw. I like to use bolt cutters because it's just easier and simpler, but either way is fine. Main thing is just to gain clearance for that bolt cap to fit. And snap your bolt cap on, and you're done. Hello, today we're going to go over the installation of a Summit tank onto our Model 382 Summit bowl. Just a quick note about the tank to bowl installation kit. It's our SmartFasten kit. Basically these things are made to seal a lot more easier. As you can see, they're kind of a grommet rubber headed bolt, and they're nice because you can just go ahead and kind of pre-install the bolt in the tank and just push it in the holes, and they seat down real good. Kind of press them in firmly and you'll feel the grommets going into the porcelain. So once those are in place, I'll flip the tank around here and we'll go ahead and put the tank to bowl gasket onto the hex nut, and then your tank is ready to place on the bowl. So when you set the tank, just kind of make sure all three of your bolts protruding down through your tank are aligned with your holes going through the bowl, and everything will be good. Now, a good trick here is to slightly tilt your tank forward starting out. And go ahead and put your front two nylon nuts on. then finally your back nut. Now the best practice, like I said, is kind of have your tank tilting forward to you a little bit, and go ahead and snug them front two up. A good amount, but make sure they're even. And then as a final install, kind of you can use your hand up here to force back the tank, and draw that. Use that back third bolt to level your tank. Now once you get everything fairly level, you can go 2 to 3 turns past hand tight. We recommend no more than 45 inch-pounds max. Normally you don't have to go that far though, and you should be good to go. Okay, a couple brief comments about tank trim here. On these flapper tanks, it's critical that they are adjusted properly with the proper amount of slack in the chain. You want just a little bit of slack so it's not holding your seal open and preventing it from sealing. However, you don't want too much slack or it will create the flapper to not operate properly. So roughly, as a rule of thumb, maybe about a 1/4 inch movement of slack is a good rule of thumb to have. And just make sure, flush it a couple times there, make sure everything's moving, nothing's binding. This particular model, it looks like it's adjusted properly and everything's fine. You'll notice our tanks have a waterline stamp in them. You'll want to make sure your waterline's adjusted to that. On most fill valves, they have an indicator on which way to turn the adjusting screw to adjust that waterline. So really, that's pretty simple, and that's about it as far as tank trim goes.